Mary, what sparked this latest tour between Washington and Tehran?
Well, in many ways, this did sort of appear to come out of the blue, this very hawkish tweet by President Trump after a week fully dominated by the fiasco of a summit in Helsinki and the ensuing scandals about Russia. And suddenly he's tweeting about Iran. But as you mentioned there, it was Iran's President Rouhani who sort of started it with these very strong comments about a potential mother of all war between the U.S. and Iran. It's important to point out that President Rouhani also said that peace between Iran and the U.S. would also be the mother of all peace. In response to that, Trump issued his controversial tweet. And over the weekend, we actually had quite a number of very strong comments from Trump's Secretary of State, Mike Pompeo, who was speaking right here in California. And he said things along the lines of Tehran's government is run by a mafia. He accused Iran's supreme leader, Ali Khamenei, of having a $95 billion personal hedge fund. And he essentially invited Iranians to rise up against their government, saying that any Iranians who chose to do so would have the full support of the U.S. So very strong, really bellicose comments from the Trump administration in response partially to the comments from Rouhani.
Well, of course, I mean, some analysts and commentators reckon that this is Donald Trump's way, you know, of focusing or taking attention away from the Helsinki episode that is still, of course, haunting him.
The immediate reaction here was that this is really an attempt to distract from all of the scandals, Russia and other more personal scandals that are bubbling around the Trump administration. And that reaction was so strong that it really sparked the White House press secretary, Sarah Sanders, to immediately comment on that. In response to reporters on Monday morning in Washington, she said, essentially, we didn't start this. If anybody is inciting anything, look no further than Iran. When reporters asked her if Trump's national security team had been aware of the tweet that he issued, and we know full well that Trump often late at night or early in the morning publishes these controversial tweets without consulting anybody. In response to that, she wouldn't really say, but we do know for sure that he has the backing of his top national security advisor, John Bolton, who is known to be very hawkish. And John Bolton said on Monday morning, if Iran does anything negative, they will pay a price like few countries have ever paid before. So very, very strong rhetoric. If anything, it's reminiscent of the rhetoric we were seeing on North Korea just exactly a year ago, the so-called fire and fury rhetoric. We know with North Korea, the drama toned down, and in fact, there was a complete turnaround. So I'm not predicting in any way that the same thing will happen with Iran, but with the Trump administration, you never really know what's going to happen next.